Okay, so I just clicked the live button. As soon as it comes through on YouTube, I will mute that and we will get rolling with the content.
Perfect.
Yeah, we got 12 people waiting. The chat's open if anyone wants to add a chat. There we go. Oh, I have myself muted. Let's just make sure. Awesome. So everything is coming through just fine. We are in good shape. As we're getting started here, you can say hi and tell us where you are and what time it is because it's afternoon for me and Kurt has stayed up late to be with us. It's about 1 in the morning his time. So, um, yeah, we're getting rolling.
Yeah,
Hello und
so
yeah. Oh, go ahead. What were you going to say something, Kurt?
just hi to everybody out there. So it's really late up here, but I'm joining here from Austria, and it's 1 o'clock in the morning. But I'm used to this, so no problem, no stress on this. I'm used to work late, and hopefully I will get some power out there, so nobody is going to fall asleep.
Yeah, there you go. Plus, rock stars, they have a
Yeah.
night. Yeah, they're night owls. So, uh, hallo und willkommen. Dies ist Michele Christensen von OneNote Worthy Life und wir sind hier mit Kurt Soeser, dem Gründer der OneNote Masterclass. Und oh wait, this is supposed to be in English, right? My mistake.
Perfect. It's perfect. You've learned a lot in the past year.
Ah, thank you. That's awesome. I've really been trying, and I thought that would be. I was hoping that came across good. So that's very cool. Um, But yeah, this is Michele Christensen. We're here on my channel, One Noteworthy Life. And today I am so pleased to have Kurt Soeser with us for this world premiere of his newly redesigned OneNote Planner for English language users. And I could not be more excited to be providing you with this first look. The planner is really what I would call a full life management tool, and it has exceeded all my expectations. There's so much in there. If you don't know Kurt, he is without question a OneNote superfan. However you define that, he's a OneNote superfan. He runs a very large German language OneNote learning community, and it's such a great place to be that I am actually studying German so that I can be more active in it. Kurt's also a teacher, and he trains educators both in person and online all throughout Europe in both German and English language. And so I really like tuning into Kurt's work because he has a real passion for education and for using technology to help students be more successful in their education. And I have a deep belief that education is really a foundation for us creating a better world. So anyone that furthers the cause of education is just awesome in my book. Shout out to all you teachers out there, educators. So, Kurt, do you want to add anything to that?
I really do love my job and being a teacher, although I'm just switching the past years into a part-time job. And as I call myself, I always call myself a teacherpreneur. I do a lot of teacher trainings, and I hopefully I can spread out the OneNote love. And yeah, in the past years, it was quite interesting for me to do all this with the pandemic going around.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and out of this, I'm also created this planner
Yeah, which we're
again.
gonna see. Yeah, it's amazing. So we have Brandy, who's never done a YouTube live. Welcome, Brandy. I hope we give you a great experience. In fact, I hope all the future YouTube lives you hit, don't seem as good as this one. Um, and we have Tina, hi, from Metro Atlanta. So Atlanta's kind of closer to the East Coast to the US. So she's at 7:07. Good. And Brandy's also from Metro Atlanta. So that is awesome. Let me check the notes here. So this presentation is going to be really interactive, and this is meant to be a place to really get a look at what this planner has, how it works, and to get any questions answered. So if you have any questions at any time, just put them in the chat and I'll pull them up on screen and then Kurt can answer them for you. So let's kick it off real quick. And why don't you give us a short look, kind of get everyone's curiosity settled up, maybe 30 to 60 seconds, and then we'll go into a deeper dive later. And I'm going to go ahead. You have your screen up in behind the scenes. So I'm going to go ahead and make that big. Let's just go full screen so people can see it. So,
So
Kurt, they can see your screen, but not you and I.
perfect. So actually you see just a daily view of my planner. And as you can see, just two reminders or two things. This is a fully OneNote notebook. It has nothing to do with inserted PDF or something like this. And it is 18 months, fully fledged calendar out there, and a lot of more editions, a lot of more sections. And hopefully I can show you some ideas and how to navigate. And and this is the last sentence, I often get the first impression answer. This is not OneNote, but I have to emphasize, yes, this is OneNote. So I have planned everything in OneNote, and you can see I'm on OneNote for Windows 10. So let's dig deeper
Um,
later.
yeah, we are going to dig into that, and maybe chat. Can you weigh in and tell us if you like the dark mode, or would you want Kurt to switch to light mode? I do really like the way the planner looks in the dark mode, but from my perspective, I don't know that it's
Yep,
as
it's
easy to
just one
see.
click.
Yeah. So you can chat. You can weigh in if you want to want him to keep it in the light mode or the dark mode. And that was, I guess that was the informal start of our demo. But you touched on it at the end there. So okay, yeah. So you touched on yeah at the end that this is a OneNote planner. It's made in OneNote. It's a OneNote notebook. It's not like you said. It has nothing to do with a PDF planner. And can you just talk for a few minutes, or we can talk for a few minutes with you starting, why it's better to have, or what are the advantages of having a planner that's made in OneNote versus just something you insert with a PDF?
So as I always recall, I've actually prepared some good PDF planner examples from out there, because I think there are two different kinds you can make planners within OneNote. Just create beautiful PDFs and put them as a background picture into the OneNote pages. So this is as I always say, the number one idea everybody has out there. But for me, it's limiting the idea behind OneNote, because I want a page that is that is really, really big, where I can add, where I can zoom, where I can pan around, where I can get into details. And I wanted a page that is adaptable to and adaptive to all my needs. And for example, just one small example, when I have a meeting note at 11 o'clock or something like this, if you have a PDF planner, you just can put in a text box. But as this is already created fully in OneNote, and especially in OneNote tables, you just hit the enter button and everything gets bigger. So you don't run out of space. And that's what I really love about doing it fully in OneNote. And in addition, and that's probably the most important thing, that you can make use of internal linking. There are a lot of PDF planners who make use of internal linking out there, and I have sat down, and thought about how to achieve this in OneNote, and it's not that easy, I can tell you. But every link you see or every underlined text you see in this planner right now, every icon, everything, so there are about 5,000 links here, brings you to the dedicated page within the OneNote planner. So that's the thing I wanted to achieve, and it was really, really hard work.
Yeah, I remember when you were a couple years ago when we were working together, you were showing me how you had to like really dig into like almost like the programming level of OneNote to find out how to do all this linking. So there's some really deep kind of behind the scenes work that like an average just OneNote user might not know. Like even as a super user, you had to dig in and figure these things out.
If somebody's interested, I could show you. There's no secret behind this, and I really love to show this type of idea, because it's a not documented feature in the Microsoft world. And if somebody want to have a look at this, as I call it, it's all so-called internal links or relative links, not absolute links that you create within OneNote, where you just right-click on a page and take a copy link to the page. This is a absolute link, but with a bit of information behind, you can create relative links. And that's really important that the planner work not only on my device, but on every device that you're using it.
Yeah, you know what? I would love to get into that, but as you and I discussed beforehand, both of us can tend to, you know, go on a bit about OneNote. So
Yeah.
maybe we shouldn't. Um, so I'm getting some feedback that it's a little hard for people to see both when it's dark and light, but it's best when zoomed. So maybe we can make use of the zoom feature. Like as we
Yeah.
go, you can start,
So I will
here's the
go on the
page, and
full
then let me zoom.
screen,
Oh, okay.
zoom it a bit better.
But then we can zoom when you're trying to show features. We can
Yeah.
just keep that in mind. And I put it in the chat for everyone, like as we're going through, like let us know, because we really want you to see this. Like that's really important. Yeah, so we're talking about why this is so important to emphasize that this is a OneNote notebook. This is not just a PDF that you insert. And I have seen this question in so many different formats. Like people will come into like one of my Facebook groups and be like, "Hey, I bought this PDF planner on Etsy, but when I put it in OneNote, it doesn't look anything like it's supposed to." And there's a few reasons for that. And one is you can get a PDF document to insert into OneNote, one PDF page per one OneNote page. It's a little bit of work, but you can do it. But if you just, put the thing in there, it will all insert on one page. So there's one problem. The other thing is the links on a PDF don't come through to OneNote when you insert it. The links just disappear. You can add your own links on top of a PDF, but if you bought something as a linked planner PDF, all those links are gone. And then, as you mentioned, Kurt, it just doesn't make use of like OneNote can do so much more than just be a PDF container. Like I think that's one of the big differences between GoodNotes, which is a really popular PDF annotation program, and OneNote, which is at GoodNotes handles PDFs. It handles them really well. You can do a lot with them, and it's very similar to using a paper planner. OneNote handles PDFs. It does it okay, but it does so much more. So yeah, that's I think why I wanted to emphasize that this is OneNote and it's a OneNote planner. And I just wanted you to show one more thing, that sample where you were putting the meeting. Can you do the double brackets to show how
Yep.
like if okay. So Kurt is going to show you another reason why it's good to have this in OneNote. So let's say you have a meeting at, one of these times. We're zoomed in on the timeline for the day. And he just typed meeting with double brackets. And these are the angle brackets. They are above the enter key. So they're right angle brackets. And what that did, you can click on it.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah,
So
now we
I
have,
created a page dedicated to meetings, and the link brought me directly to the meeting page. You can do this with every page, so probably I can add again another page. For example, it doesn't has to be called meeting. Probably I just link it with meet with Dave or something like this. And hopefully you can see that there is a new page created that is called with the title Meet with Dave. It's down here. Hopefully you can see. I will put it up right now to my daily planner. And that's exactly the page that is created with the small, the bracket hack, as I always call it. And that's quite useful for expanding your daily planner. So that's the big difference when you're planning with PDF. You can insert additional PDF pages in GoodNotes or something else, but with this interlinked paging, you get additional information, additional space. And in my planner, I have to emphasize a bit on this. You see that the page that is newly created has also the horizontal and the vertical navigation menu on it. So this is all again linked with the different links to different sections and pages and so on. And therefore, it integrates seamlessly into your planner.
Yeah, now that's really cool. And that's, again, that's a big advantage over just a PDF planner if you're going to use OneNote. So I think that's really, and I love that you just showed that, but the fact that it turns into that nicely formatted default page with all the links on it, like you don't lose your navigation. And we'll get into that, but all those links let you zip to anywhere in the planner from pretty much any page. Um, okay, so we don't have any questions or comments. So Kurt, I think I'm just going to, so we've covered that. Like now I think everyone understands why it's important that this is a OneNote notebook made, it's a OneNote planner made in OneNote for OneNote. Let's just show the planner. I'm gonna turn it over to you, and I will just be handling questions. I'll jump in when needed, but take it
Yeah,
over.
and you have to stop. Thank you, and you have to stop me if I'm taking if I'm talking too long, because I can talk for hours and hours on this planner. But let's start with a homepage. So I created a dedicated homepage. I will switch into the full screen view on Windows 10. This is my planner in OneNote Windows 10. I do not use this planner, so this is a demo planner with all the stuff I want to show you. But I have an own copy where I'm working, but this is not my planner. It's just a template. I've created a homepage, and yeah, it's the zoom is not that good, but I hope you can see that there are some green boxes everywhere in the planner, so you can get some information. What is the idea behind these boxes and what you can achieve with this? First of all, you always see a vertical menu with a lot of icons on the top. This is the page name, a dedicated page name you can change. So if you want to change this name to home or my hub or something like this, it doesn't affect the linking. Actually, this name that is hidden here, this is the dedicated address, so this should not be altered. So the linking is still working, so you can name this whatever you want, and this is the address. You have this dedicated menu, vertical horizontal menu with icons. So these are just emojis for different sections. So you just will just jump through it. There's a contact list with different options. There are different to-do sections you can achieve. You can fill in with your own things. There are 3 separate sections that are blank, and every page, there are about 800 pages in the planner. You see this direct link. There is a start section where you can put in important things. I've created for example, a private section. Just one remark: you can use OneNote to set a password, so you can password protect this private section, for example, if you want to store your logins or something like this. So this is just for, yeah, it's just a template that you can use or use for other things. It's open to alter all these things. And as I'm coming from the educational sector, I've created dedicated school pages. So I will skip that part because a lot of you are not working as an educator, but there is a dedicated school section and a dedicated class section with a lot of useful things for teachers. Also a timetable, exactly for teachers, very important. Then a direct link to Kanban board to-do style. So I really love this style to work with a Kanban board. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this, but I really love to work with tables, and that's actually saving me tons of time. because I
Can
can
you just
make.
show the Kanban board, just like, because I think most people, if you don't know what it is, you could look that up, but like how might something move through your Kanban board, just so
Yeah,
we can
so
get a
so
visual.
actually, I'm working with this in a quite similar way with my own to do. So I have just an inbox. For example, here comes a new to do. I put everything into this inbox. A bit inspired by Getting Things Done by Paul Allen, and then I drag and drop this to wherever or whenever I should do this. So, for example, okay, I want to put this onto tomorrow's to-do list, and then if it has not, if I don't find time tomorrow or today, I can even switch it to the next day or this week and so on. The interesting part here is that, and I have to emphasize this, that you can make use of everything in OneNote, and that's the combination of different features of OneNote I really love. For example, I've just put in here a PDF document, so you can just grab this and put it on your to-do, and it's just one click away. If you need this PDF for a meeting, or you can make use of audio recording or links or whatever you want to do, and that's what I really love about working in this environment with the to-do board. There
Yeah.
is there are
Um,
also 5 dedicated linked pages, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can make use of this for whatever you want to, and of course there's the home button on every page, so you can go back. And this is the horizontal bar you will find, and there is the on every page there's a vertical bar, especially for the calendar section. So, for example, we can get to a full year overview, but I have to emphasize again, there are a lot of different views. I know it's a bit small, but I hope you can see that there are dedicated planners or views for the quarters, for months, and completely different views. And you can all make this view or make all these views your standard view. It's just you just have to alter the title of the OneNote page, and then it's your standard view for example, for the year 2022. Yeah, the
let me, you know what? I feel like you're trying to you're trying to rush, you're going too fast now. And
okay.
I know you want to squeeze everything in, but we haven't been on that long. Like if we end up being an hour, I think that's fine. And I'll
Okay.
watch your time for you. I wanted you to go back to the Kanban page because I feel like
Yeah.
there were two things I wanted to show. I wanted to dig in a little bit more. Um, so when you I think it's like I love the GTD style, and if you don't know, one of the tenets of GTD or getting things done is to have a central place to collect things. So this is great that you've got like a dedicated collection point for things. And the act of dragging it, I think, is really good because you can assign it to a certain day, but it's also like a physical step you have to take. And if you find yourself dragging something over and over and over again, it's going to make you think. But can you go to the one that says like either like the later or the tomorrow and show us where the link goes at the top? Like there's an icon. And I just want to show, like, say you go to the tomorrow box and click that blue arrow at the top.
So that blue arrow is not a link. Sorry for
Oh,
that. That blue arrow is just
oh, okay.
an indicator for this. But you can you can change everything here. So if you do not want to have this on today, tomorrow, or this week, you can change this. But that doesn't bring it to any
Gotcha.
dedicated
So that's
page.
just
But as you mentioned, you can drag this, and hopefully the people can see this. It's an easy way to drag things to this week or to new boxes, to
yeah.
newcomer boxes that you want to create.
Yeah. And
I
then
can
can
do
you
this.
show the green box at the bottom? This is just an example. These green boxes, you know, the
Yeah.
information, zoom in on that. Um, because these are really important. Like these information boxes outlined in green like this, you find them all throughout the planner and it tells you kind of like exactly what this page is, what it links to, what it's for, what to do, what not to do. So I just wanted to point that out because that's a really good feature to have those instructions just right where you need them, and they're all throughout the planner.
Yeah, and if you don't want to use them and if you don't need them anymore, just hit the delete button and it's
Yeah.
gone. So yeah,
Okay.
so coming back probably to the calendar view, because I will jump right into the year into this month, and you can
Mhm.
see when I'm in the month of August right now, there's a additional row where you can get to the weekly views or the daily views. So these are all interlinked. I have to admit, and I have again to say that if you put something into Monday, the 1st of August, here in the monthly view, it will not show up in the daily view. That's an impossible thing. You can't achieve this with OneNote. So there are different views, and if you want to add a meeting or something like an idea on this special day, it will not show up on the daily view because OneNote doesn't know relative things like Excel does, for example. But
Mhm.
you can make use of this monthly views as you like. And I have again show you some ideas, because this is OneNote. You can add, for example, additional columns or rows. So this is no problem. And that's why I always tell people and show people, if you are used to work with a PDF planner, it's just these four rows or just this table, and you can't expand this, but you can even get a deeper or more information into this monthly view. For example, just one small example, I put another table into this day. For example, just yeah, I think it's okay if I do a 5x2 or 2x5 table. And now I have a smaller view where I can add things, where I can add agenda and so on. And that's what I love about OneNote, because you can make it work for you and you can make use of this monthly view as you want it, and not you're not confined into something that is that the creator of a PDF planner has thought about.
Yeah.
So that's the idea behind this.
And can you show how, like, you might mark, like, say, a vacation week? Just I'm gonna spring that on you. Like, so let's just say you have a week of vacation in this month we're looking at, and you
Yeah,
wanna
so
mark it on
for
your monthly
example,
view.
get it bigger again. So probably we get this week, and I would do this not with a pens. So I would love to do this with colors.
Mhm.
So that's an easy thing. Yeah. Oh, do this from here, from table and the shading,
Mhm.
or also again, coming back to this view, just click on this and just fill in the background color, for example, green for my vacation or something like this.
Mhm.
So
So
actually
this
there
is
is a
in oh, I was just gonna I'm just gonna explain it because 'cause I'm looking at the YouTube view and it is a little bit hard to see. What this calendar is a table in OneNote. So if you wanted to do what Kurt just did and turn this week green because it's your vacation week, that's just from the table menu and it's called shading. So that's all he did was do a table shading
yeah.
and that's how you could block out your vacation. Because
So
that's the way I could see someone using the monthly view to sort of get a big picture like, "Oh, this week I'm
yeah,
away."
probably I could switch the screen sharing. We'll just stop, and so it will be a better
Okay, yeah, try
experience, a
it.
better view. Okay, so I will just try to get another screen working, because it's really bad if the people can't see it. So let's use this one, and hopefully it will get better a bit.
And while he's doing that, both Kurt and I are wearing hats from the OneNote Masterclass. This is our swag here. Um, I don't know if you can see this patch, but I like the shape of it. It's like an interesting shape. So,
So
okay.
it should be fine with the screen sharing, and hopefully you can see a
Let
bit
me
more
add
right now and
this,
get a bit more
and
details.
I'm going to put that to full screen. So let me go back. That hasn't come through on the YouTube feed yet, but I think that is better. Chat, let me know if
Okay,
that's
perfect.
better. That looks a lot better to me.
Perfect, thanks.
All right. So we were on the monthly view and you were just finishing showing us like how someone might mark their vacation week using table shading. Um, and I guess the next thing we could look at would be the weekly view, but you're back to being in charge.
Yeah, it's wherever we want to go. So, for example, I will jump into the week here. I've done the shading, so you can see this. But again, it works for you as you want to, and you can easily add other cells or in a table within a table again. So that's no problem.
Mhm.
You can just add to additional rows and so on.
And
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 probably an
Saturday's
idea.
always oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Saturday's always blue, Sunday's always that
Yep.
reddish color. Okay, good.
So that's always, and you get the slight view of an hour with white and a light
Mhm.
gray, so you can get a bit of an optical difference between the different hours. For example, I just want to go back to the yearly view because a lot of people don't think about this. When they see such an overview, they just think, okay, I have to put in all my information in one cell. But again, this is OneNote. This is a table in OneNote. You just add another column or row. Oh, yeah, it's a column. So the right English word.
Mm.
And then you can also make this bigger, for example. So what can be achieved with this kind of thing is, for example, if I add a lot of um, columns right now, so we'll just quickly switch back here in the OneNote view so it's a bit faster. So I want to see how you do this with a PDF planner. But
Yeah.
if you want to work this way, for example, you can make use of the small tables and the shading. For example, okay, right now I have a overview of my month, but I will shade this to green for indicating whatever I want to indicate. So there are a lot of possibilities that you do not think at first if you are confined with the PDF planning system.
Mhm.
So this is OneNote. Again, you can change everything you want. And you can copy, paste this, you can put it wherever you want. It's your planner. So that's
Um,
what I think is a big difference to other planners. And you have to get used when you're using OneNote to free your mind, not to be confined into these borders and tables and so on.
yeah, I really like that you're emphasizing that. Because, I guess coming into this, I was thinking like this planner is so amazing. There's so much in it. But then like on top of that, you can really customize it. Now I can't it's so robust and full of things. Like I didn't even dawn on me that someone would need to customize it. But the point is that you can, like there's so much you can do with it. And with the linking, like at any point, like if you have like let's say like a big event, like an all-day event, like a out of town wedding or a company party or something, you can link to the website or add a document or something for that event. Like, you know,
Just one
and
idea, if I want to link, for example, to meeting with, we'll get it a bit bigger. There is a page I've created with just a mock-up page with your name in my contact list. So,
Mhm.
for example, there is a page. So OneNote knows this, that there is a page, and wherever I want to go, for example, here, I want to create a direct link with your contact. So if I, for example, right here, Michele, so hopefully I get it right, and use this double bracket feature, it will directly link me. It will not create a new page. It will link me to the contact page of you. So these are the small tricks and tips and when you see them and when you use
Ah, look at
them,
that.
you get a lot of ideas. So for example, when I'm right now in your page, in your contact page, and I want to make sure that we have some appointments next week, I just use the same idea use the double bracket and use the date 2020 and 8, and for example 3-1, and again the page, the link is created and will bring me directly to this daily view. So that's in addition something that you can't achieve with a PDF planner.
Yeah. So,
You
just
can
to
create
summarize,
interlinks from wherever to whatever you want, and that's what I really love, and that's how I work with OneNote, because everything is hyperdocked, as somebody said.
yeah. So, okay. So, just again to summarize, what he just did was, so Kurt has in the contact section, he has a contact for Michelle, and he put meeting with Michele Christensen. And because that page already exists, when he did the double brackets, it linked it to my page. When he got to my page, he can then fill in um, a, something to link it back to the page, the day on which we have a meeting. So you can hop from my agenda for today. Who am I meeting with? Oh, I'm meeting with Michelle. There's all of her information to remind me. Oh, well, then what day am I meeting with her? Then you can go back to the page. So this is all like this linking within OneNote that's very powerful. Um, and I want to just zoom out a little bit and
Yep.
focus on all the things you've pre-done, because I think the customization is great, but I think a lot of people are going to want to see just what comes with it out of quote unquote out of the box.
Okay. So we'll get to the full window view again. And as you can see, there are not only links for the week and the days in it, there are also some other special pages, as I call it. So there is the monthly page where we've already seen that. There is another monthly view. Again, if you are planning in a vertical style, you can make use of this. And there are some, for me, it was the idea if you want to plan your month to set some goals, or if you have achieved your goals, then you can get something, or there are some categories or some colors you can make use of. So for example, green is free time or something like this, and then I will just use, as I've already shown the customization color with green, for example. And then I see, okay, it's green. Oh, it was a different green. Not a good
Mhm.
demo. But that's the idea behind it, that you can work with color-coded cells or color-coded things. Oh,
Okay,
let's
so
do
we have
this.
2 views for the month, every month,
Yeah.
and one of them was more of like a traditional calendar view with the days of the week across the top. This is a second monthly view where, you could put like, on that day on the 1st, for example, you could put like a whole bunch of things, but then you have these to-do items, like at the top, you have the target, so they could be your high priority. The checkered flag could be the things you wanna finish, then you could just have, whatever you wanna put in this numbered table, and then at the bottom, this is like a key for color coding, so you could assign whatever meanings you want to these colors and then use them throughout the planner.
Or use it for something completely different. So it's up to you. Just put it in.
Yeah.
And I hopefully there are a lot of people who come up with ideas. I hope there is a community around this planner. In the German community is really working with this planner, or starts working with this planner right now. And I hope I get a lot of screenshots on how you make use of this planner, because it's really interesting what other people's come up and what ideas are out there with this framework. It's just a framework, and that's what I love.
Yeah.
So 2 different month views. I've also added a notes view where you can make your notes with pen and with a digital pen, or with a keyboard. Some small nerdy thing is, I've learned from another OneNote guru that if you are using the correct font with the correct font size, that it will exactly uh, be on the perfect line, the text. So that was something I learned
Was
from
that
another OneNote
Justice?
blog. I think it was Justice. Yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
Justice, and it's a great idea. So if you're a bit nerdy like me, You want to have every written text, keyboard written text online. But you can make use of your pen. It's if you have an iPad or if you have a Surface or something like this, you can make use of your digital pen and put in your notes here.
And these
There,
notes, so this is a notes page for August of 2022, and we have the same notes page in any other month,
yeah, so I will
correct?
come back
Okay.
to that in a minute, or I will jump into this right now. So as you see, there are always arrows left and right to every page up there. So there is in the month views, there are arrows left and right. There is in the notes view, there are arrows. And there is in the daily views, there are arrows, and they always bring you to the next month, the next day, the next week. So they're all for
Okay,
quick
so if you're in
navigation.
a month, and you click the arrow, it'll take you to the next month. If you're in
Yeah.
a weekly view, it'll take you to the next week. If you're in a daily view, it'll take you to the next day.
So as you can see, there's
Oh,
always
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
there's also an indicator there where you can see now I'm week 41
Mhm.
and now I'm week 42, and it jumps to the next week. And also I've made gray indicators that you see at a glance where you are.
Oh, that's really cool.
It works for the days. So coming
Wow.
back for the days, for example, it's Monday to the 10th of October. So you see, it's always show you where you are right now.
Okay, let's go
And
back to August because I want to just get a view of like what do we have for every month? And so far you've shown us the 2 month views,
yeah,
the notes
so the
page for
notes
August.
view, and there is an idea. It's what was just an idea to get a kind of a live tracker where you can just put in everything you want to track. So these are just checkboxes, and for example, uh, what could I do? Slept well or something like this, or
Yeah.
I don't know. So I can just make checkboxes, make use of the checkboxes, and I put in some emojis where you can, for example, this was not a good day, or it was a 5-star day, or whatever you want to make use for this. They are just icons you can delete, or you can cross, or you can circle, whatever you want to do with this.
This I love because I think trackers. Oh, we have a question. Arrow, we'll get to your question in just a second. So this is what I would call a tracker, and this is like really popular in the bullet journal and planner community because it's so useful. Like you could use this just for like if your to-do list repeats every day, like say every day I get up, I feed the dogs, I clean the kitchen up, and set up my day. So those are the first three. I could use that as a recurring to-do list. But then you can also use it for if you're trying to establish a habit. Like let's say I want to walk 10 minutes every day. I can use this to track whether I did it. And at the end of the month, I can see, well, I did it, 25 days out of the month. I wonder if I could beat that. And then with the emojis, you can also use that to say, like, what was my mood today? And a lot of people do this if they have health issues that they're trying to track down. Like you might say, like, let's say you're getting headaches and your doctor thinks that coffee, alcohol, water intake, and humidity might have to do with your headaches. You could track all those and then rate your headache day and then see if you can find correspondences. So there's so much useful stuff to do with this. And I love that you included the emojis because nobody has to hunt for them.
Yeah,
You
it's easy to
yeah.
put them in, of course, but if it's already there, there's no problem. And if you do not want this, you just take the row and delete this, or copy it to wherever you want it to. So
Um,
that's a kind of idea for a live tracker. And again, the arrows will bring you to the next month. I'll do this on a monthly basis because then you get, I think, quite good overviews.
right,
Uh,
right. It's just there's so many things you can use it for, which I
And if you
love.
do not want it, call it tracker. There's no problem. For example, if you want to call it health or something like this,
Mhm.
it still works, so it's no problem. Exact same for the. I think that is the health thing. So I've created a fitness page, a
So the
fitness
fitness
tracker.
page
If
is the
you're
guy
into sports or
running.
fitness thing, so you can just put in your daily routine if you're doing push-ups or something like this.
Ah.
Uh, You can say, okay, today I have done 12, and the next day I've done 14, and so on.
And they look
Whatever you
similar, so I
want to
just
do
wanna
with this.
clarify. Oh, I just wanna clarify. Sorry if I'm talking over you, and I
No
apologize to the
problem. You're
audience too.
welcome.
I just wanna make sure that some of these things are clear to the people watching. There are 2 different trackers. So the thing he
Yeah,
just showed is different than the thing we're looking at now. So you have one
yeah.
kind of for life and one specifically for fitness. They look very
Fitness, yeah.
similar, but you have 2 separate pages every single
Yeah.
month. And then let's just go through those last few things that come with the monthly view. It looks like there's
Yeah, and again, so that's the health, the fitness tracker.
Mhm.
I've put in the same table called, or nearly the same table called budget. If you want to have a view or an overview on your income and outgoing
Mhm.
things. And yeah, it was kind of a gimmick because a lot of people do not know that you can actually calculate within OneNote. So I built this small box called calculator. I'm sorry that this is so going so fast because right now I'm not on my touch screen, so I have to zoom in with mouse, and hopefully you will not get sick about. Yeah, it's not that easy, but I hope
Yeah,
it
no,
works. So it's better. And a lot of people do not know that actually every OneNote page has an integrated calculator. So if you just want to calculate things, you put it everywhere or anywhere and end it with equal sign, and just hit it with the space bar or with the enter bar, and then you can calculate all these things. And I thought it would be a little gimmick if you want to come up with the sum or with
mhm.
some other calculations you want to do on the budget. So that's no problem if you want to have 2 cinema tickets with 40.90 each. Just follow it with the equal mark and put a space after it, and then you got the right calculation out there. So that's a small idea.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
great.
that's a
And
budget page.
hold on once
Yeah,
before you move on. The way I could see someone using this is using the columns as like categories, like how much did I spend, at the coffee shop every morning, and how much did I spend on lunch, and then other bills that I had to pay, and
for
then
example. Yeah.
I think that and having to like fill it in like this would be more because it's on a table and not on like say a spreadsheet or a budget program. It's more like tracking it on paper or on a PDF document where it gives you a sense of, like, having to be, you're reminded of, like, conscientious of because you're writing it down. It's like, "Ooh, did I really spend that on lunch? I'm trying to save money. I probably shouldn't have spent that," you know? So I like that it gives you a way to, like, sort of consciously manage your finances. And then, we have these boxes over to the left, which it looks like you can do whatever you want with.
Yeah, so exactly. This was inspired by the young Kurt back in my 20s, where I did this when I was studying. I did actually did this with paper and
Mhm.
write down everything on a daily basis, what I spent and what, so I get a good overview on my budget.
Yeah,
So
that's great.
this has a long history in my private life.
Nice, and I
Yeah,
think it's valuable, it's great.
yeah. And the
Um,
last special page is just a blank page, so you can make use of this for whatever you want to. It's just a white page, just a blank page without any lines and without any tables on it. And again, this is OneNote, so you're free to scroll, you're free to zoom and make use of this blank page. And if this doesn't fit your needs, you can just add a new page again, and again there is the whole navigation going on. So
mhm,
that's what I really wanted to work, that these are just templates in the OneNote section. And so when I create a new page, for example in November, just add a page here, then you get the November template, and you can put it wherever you want to and have a blank page, but with a vertical and horizontal navigation in there.
yeah. Okay, so I think we have shown everything for the month view, and then we do have a question. So are we ready to wrap up what's shown on the month view? Because we
Yeah,
can
yeah.
go into the week and this other stuff later, but I
Yeah,
wanna
no problem.
pause.
So
Okay,
could
so
show
that's
whatever you want.
everything for the month, I think, and
Yep.
I wanna bring up a question now. This is from Arrow. I like the planner. Does it include tasks? And this is kind of, I feel like it's kind of woven throughout, but can you show us how some of the task features in this planner?
So, so actually, what I would do is, if you want to have your task in your daily view, I would put in the task into the day view. And when I know, okay, I have to pay the rent at Monday 22nd or something, I would put in the task there. But my approach and my personal approach is to work with the to-do page. So this is the page that I call to-do, and I use it with the Kanban board style, but you can make use, you can change this. And for example, if you just want a to-do task list, a simple task list, let's get task list, because this would be easier to have it on one page. Next task, and so on. And another task, because you can get to this page from everywhere in the planner with just one click. So that would be probably the best place to put in your tasks and to manage them. If the question goes into how it's combined with other Microsoft task planning products, like, for example, Outlook tasks or something like this, this is possible. You can get tasks from Outlook into OneNote, and also emails and calendar items into your OneNote.
Okay, so you have all of the freedom that you would use to however you manage your to-dos anyway in OneNote works in this because this is OneNote. But you could put a task on a specific day if you want, like if you want it on your daily view because you want to look at your day overview. And then this page called To Do has a built-in Kanban board, but you could also customize it by adding your own task list. Like if you wanted a
Yeah.
running task list, and then you can get to this anywhere from any you can get to your to-do list from anywhere in the planner. And then you can also do like the integrations, like you mentioned, like whatever integrations exist, like with Outlook or your email or whatever, that also works because this is OneNote. So
So
I think we is that like I think we that kind of ties up the answer. Is there anything you want to add
yeah,
on to
so
do?
if somebody is using, for example, the Eisenhower matrix, I've heard of some people are using
Ooh.
this one. I can easily change this so that my to-do icon, my to-do link, I'm here on the right side, my green
Mhm.
to-do link will always bring me to a page that is called to-do. So what can I do right now? I will change the title of this page from to-do to not interesting or something
Mm.
like this. And I will change the Eisenhower matrix page to my to-do page. Right now, this is the page that the green symbol will link to. So
Okay.
everywhere in my planner, for example, I go to the November, and right now the green icon will link to my Eisenhower matrix, for example.
Okay.
So
So
that's how you
let's just
can
yeah, let me
change what's your to-do page, for
okay.
example.
So again, I'm just going to pause and summarize there. That green check mark is visible from every page in the planner. That will always take you to a page called To Do. And the planner comes with a default To Do page, which has that Kanban board built in. And but if you want something different, like if that just does not work for you, like you want the Eisenhower matrix, and you could probably even add your own, like if you have a different style, um, and you just need to rename the previous page that was called To Do and rename your new page To Do. And then you can get to it from anywhere using that green check mark. Did I get that right?
Yep. Thanks
Okay.
for the summation.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay,
Yeah,
so
so that's always my problem as a not native English speaker, to explain the things that are in my head, and I'm very it's great that you are summarizing the things. So I hope it clears a lot of questions from the
yeah.
audience.
Okay. So, Arrow, I think we got your question. So if we didn't, if anyone else has a question, jump in. We really want to make sure that you see everything you need to see about this planner because it really is amazing. So we've covered the month view, we've answered Arrow's question. Let's go into a week view and then a day view.
Okay, so let's switch to the week. The actual week is right now the week 34. And as you've already seen, I've added some colors here, but this is just again a week view you can make use of. And again, the arrows left and right will bring you to the next week. And yeah, I thought, although I know a lot of people do not make use of late night appointments or something
Mm.
like this, but this is OneNote, so I thought, okay, why should not there be a 24-hour schedule if you want to make a video, a live demo on YouTube, for
At 1 in the
example?
morning.
At 1 o'clock in the morning, you can put it in here. But yeah, it's very easy to use this video for your ideas. Again, with colors, with pen, with whatever you want to. I know some guys out there who just use the week view. I'm also a bit more of the weekly overview person. So in my personal planner, I do not get very into detail on the daily view. I love to open the week view and see, okay, what's the day in this week, and put all the meeting notes and all the calendar items into this week view. And then just one click and I see, okay, next week I got this on my plan and coming back to this week, or jump into another week 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ahead. So
Mhm.
that's the idea behind it.
And can you go back to the one page that you had color coded? You had like yellow, some of it was
Yep.
colored yellow, and then there was like, I think, purple or green or something in the middle. I just want
Actual
to point
week
something else.
right now in August.
Because what I like to what I, if this week like if your week is pretty steady, like let's say you always take lunch from 12 to 1,
Yep.
you can color code that. You can say like, oh, this is my lunch hour. Or like if you have the same workout that there we go. So yeah,
And then,
if you could, just carry those colors across the week and say that this is always my lunch hour, or if you're a teacher, this is my prep period, or on a weekly basis, if you always do the same workout Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you can paste that. You can just copy paste that. So that's and I think it's
yeah.
interesting that you were saying that you like more detail on your weekly page because I do a lot of detail on daily, but not on weekly. Like I just
Mhm,
look at the
mhm.
week overview to see like, oh, well, this day is too busy, so I can't do much that day. But I do
So
more of a daily. Yeah.
So as an idea, you mentioned the copy paste thing. This is a very important thing. If you do want to copy and paste something in the OneNote planner, or even in the OneNote with OneNote tables, that's very important that you choose the right size of the table. So for example, if I have this week from this color coded from 8 o'clock till 14 o'clock, yeah, that's European
Mm,
time. Uh, but if I want to have this on every week, I do not have to color code it separately on every week. So I just copy this dedicated time frame. So it's copied to um,
clipboard.
the clipboard right now. And then I switch to the next week. And I have to uh, put it on the right, with the right tables and rows here.
Okay.
Columns and rows, and then I just insert it, and then it will populate correctly. If I do not choose the right rows and columns, but just try it here with, for example, just one day, you will end up with something like this. Yeah, right now it has worked, but if I just do this one, you will get some nested tables. And that's the problem if you do a lot of copy pasting with OneNote within tables. You have to be aware of the correct size.
Okay. That's a good tip. That's just a good general OneNote tip. Um,
Yeah, because I've seen some people who have or some people have already asked me how can I get, for example, a daily schedule that I always do. For example, on Tuesday, uh, for example, always on 12 o'clock, I will get to lunch and back to bus stop or something like this. And if I want to get these dedicated things in on every Tuesday, it's easy to mark the whole table, copy this, right-click copy, or the shortcuts, and then go to the next Tuesday. For example, okay, there is something in it on this Tuesday. I'll get to this Tuesday, and then mark the whole table, and then paste the copied thing from the clipboard right into this. So that's a small idea if you want to have the same information on different pages.
Okay. And I put that in the chat to just be careful when you're copying and pasting tables. It works great, but you
Thank you.
just have to do it correctly. And I think that wraps up the week, and we are conveniently on a daily view. Like, was there anything else you wanted to show about the weekly view?
I think that's it. Again, you
Okay.
see the linked numbers for the pages. So we'll jump into today.
All right.
And I filled in just for demo mode, I filled in here some blank infos where I get myself a reminder for the demo, something like this. And
Yeah.
as you can see, for example, there is the YouTube video from our live stream right now within. So again, this is a OneNote feature. You can make use of this and
Oh,
put in
that's
whatever you want.
great. Oh
So
my gosh,
actually, we
that's
could watch our live stream right here from within OneNote
wow.
again and make our notes on the side. So that's working. Yeah, no
Oh
problem.
my God. That's so
But
funny. So what
hope
Kurt did there was
this
he
okay. I
pasted
hope these
the
small tips will make you think on how you can make use of OneNote, not just with the pen and with keyboard. And again, there are some other things I want to emphasize. For example, you can easily put in files. I've already showed you. You can easily insert an audio recording. So if you don't want to type down your meeting notes, just hit record and you get an audio recording with recording with notes.
Mhm.
So again, there is this fantastic feature of OneNote that these notes that I've taken within or whilst audio recording can be replayed. They are time coded. So if you're not aware of this is a killer feature. No app ever has been such powerful because I can click on the play button right now. I hope you can see this.
Mhm.
And the audio recording will jump right into the part where I wrote down these notes. So again, a power feature of OneNote, make use of this.
Um,
So that's not only in the daily views. That's just OneNote features. I have created. Probably I should go to the next day, and then you can see the template I've created. I've created also some color coded and some
well,
tags.
before you move on, hold on one second. I just wanted to mention, so that spot where can you scroll down so our video is showing?
Okay, that was on this
Um,
day.
yeah, I was on I think you have to go back a day because I just want to show them what you did to get our video showing because that's just like a neat little OneNote trick.
Yeah.
So all you did was paste in the YouTube link, and it shows up with this preview button, and so that's how you can play it right in there. So that's just if
Yeah.
yeah, so that's all he did. And then can you before you move on to a blank page,
Yeah.
well actually let's do the blank page and then we'll come back to this and you can show us how you filled it in.
Okay.
So go
Here
to a blank day.
we go. So what I've done here is that I've created some colors and also make use of some OneNote tags, as they are called. So these are the typical to-do tags. You
Mhm.
can make checkboxes and important stuff. And I've just thought about pen tags where you can make use of the search, for example, or get some ideas for important ideas or something like this. And the reason why this table is also with 3 cells is because I thought about, okay, I have something important to do, so make this important. And then I can use the drag and drop feature with this icon here and put it on my daily schedule. So if this is an important thing, for example, again, I will put in some demo file. So just to give you an idea how you could make use of this. So for example, demo file right behind the back. So this is called Moby Dick, for example. Yeah.
Mm.
I will put it in here, Word document. So this Word document, or yeah, let's do another one. It's no problem. Yeah, matter. I can put in on the clipboard. The demo guy. Now attachment. So I've got a file. It's a PDF. It doesn't matter. I just wanted to show that you can make use of this drag and drop functionality in with this 3 cell table, that you can make this important thing, put it onto your daily schedule. And that's the reason why there are 3 columns in this view, and again why there are color-coded tables here. You can put it on the daily agenda, for example.
Okay,
So
can you
that's,
zoom out just first? I just want everyone to
yep,
see like the whole page, and then we can kind of talk about what you just did there.
yep. So that's the
So
whole
this
page
is a
again.
daily page, and you can get to this through the menu on the left. On the left-hand side, it's a timetable, so you could lay out your schedule. And then we have these in the middle. This column has the Microsoft OneNote tags. The top is to do, the star means important, and then the pen is I think that it's a note. In the tags definition, it means notes. And if you have this, so you created something, like let's say a week ago, you knew that you had something important to do on Wednesday. That's the document cell you just created. When you get up to Wednesday, you say, "Oh, I have this important thing to do today." And then you can just drag it right over to the timetable so that it's scheduled into your day. So, yeah, so that I think that's really cool. So we have a timetable, we have this middle section that has tags built into it, and then you have that color coding if you want to use that. And then what's on the right? Can you show us the right-hand
So on the
column?
right, I have added just some background pictures. Probably I should switch to another day, because here I've added another small thing for a demo. So on the right, these are just background pictures. A lot of
Mhm.
OneNote users are aware that you can just view rule lines from within OneNote, but I didn't want it to have on the whole page the rule lines. So therefore I say, okay, everything should be cleared, but sometimes maybe I need some rule lines or some lines where I can write with my hands or with the keyboard on it, or where I can draw something on it. And that's why I put in some pictures just as a background, so you can make use of drawing or annotating. And just an example, again, an idea came up the other day. For example, you can use this for a daily tracker again. And right now I will choose my drawing tool, and then I put in some icon of sleep or something
Mhm.
like this. And hopefully I can get the red thing to draw, and I can say, okay, this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, 9 hours of sleep or something like this. Or I can cross the how many coffees I've taken the day or something like this. It's just to play around.
Yeah,
I've
it's
seen
like
a lot
free
of
space.
interesting ideas on drawing, and especially if you are working with a digital stylus with a pen,
Mhm.
uh, you can make use of this little drawing space.
And can you go to back to a blank one and zoom out a
So
little
the
bit? I just want to show
so
that. Yeah, go ahead.
the blank one is just a page where I put in pictures of lines and how is it called in English?
Oh, I would call that a graph or a grid.
Grid, yeah.
Yeah. So these are just like kind of notes or freehand or extra space. Like, if you're on the phone with someone, you could write something down. It's just like free space to use however you like. And then you could make use of the fact that you have a section with the grid paper, you have a section with lines, and it looks like below them at the bottom of the middle column, you have a plain gray space.
Yeah.
So in addition to the features of the daily page we already talked about, which is the timeline, the middle section that has some tags and some color, you have three spaces just for notes or freehand or whatever, if something cool happened and you took a cool picture, you could put it in there. Um, so that's kind of what that's all of the features of the daily page is that we have a timeline, we have these color coding and tag spaces, and then we have some free space for notes. And you also gave us some specific uses like dragging things, and you showed us the way you use the grid page with the coffee and the sleep and stuff like that.
So one
So,
small one small thing. These are little nerdy thoughts that I have put into this planner, but I want to point out that actually I've panned around a lot with the zoom functionality. But if you get the planner on a 100% view or 100% zoom, then you see that it's actually all laid out that you can see the three columns in one place. So that was the idea. And if you go full screen, that nothing is dropped beside that line. You can zoom and pan around, but I have all formatted in this way that if you go back to 100% view zoom, then you see everything.
oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
great.
that's
So
nerdy, I know, but
love it.
that was
We
intentional.
love OneNote. No, I really that's a great thing that the default view shows you the entire page and then you can zoom as you want. So that's great. I love it. All right, so we have covered the monthly, the weekly, the daily, and then we've talked a little bit about how to track to-dos. And then I think that the remainder of what we need to cover is all of the special sections. I guess we did talk about those a little bit. Well, and you talked about the navigation that's available on every single page, the forward and back bars, and just maybe you can run us through a reminder of the special pages that are not weekly, daily,
Yeah,
monthly.
let me show just one thing before.
Ah,
There is
yeah.
one section where I put in some templates. So if you want to have some special templates, for example, a month view, a month list. Oh, there is a spelling error, or a matrix. If you want something quick, then get into the section number 10. And there are also stickers, all OneNote stickers you can get are there, so you can copy paste. There are frames, there are arrows. I know a lot of people rely on
Oh,
and they love these stickers and the arrows. And these are just pictures that I put in. Or for example, I love the hand smileys. It's really interesting to take these and put it on on a page
oh
if
my
you're into this.
gosh. Oh
So
my
that's
gosh, these are
funny.
so fun. Can you just paste one of those onto like one of the daily pages that you
Yeah,
just showed us just so people can see what it looks like?
so that's actually the daily page. If you want to have it on top, it's a,
Ah, I love it. And there are
I
people that just like love this stuff. And I didn't even
stickers.
know
Yeah.
about all these fun stickers you showed. So that's awesome. I'm so glad we got to see that because let
So
me
that's
tell you, there
actually
are people that are going to go nuts over that.
in the template section. And if you want, I can give you a special tip if you are working with PowerPoint. If you have access to PowerPoint,
Mhm.
PowerPoint has ton of stickers and cool things like arrows or signs, for example, and you can just copy it from PowerPoint
Mhm.
into the OneNote section. So that's pretty useful to combine these things with other apps from Microsoft.
But everything you just showed us, all the stickers are all in this planner in the templates
Yeah, so they
section.
actually put into this planner So for example, if I want to make
That's
use of
amazing.
these frames and something like this, just take it.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
so
so the
easier
special
is
pages for education, I will not go into detail, just a quick reminder, there are other pages and you can make use of this if you're not in education. For example, you can make use of others, for example, a seating plan or something like this, or for
Mhm.
timetables. So it's easy to rename this if it's not a class timetable, if it's another timetable. Um, just use it for whatever you want. And the idea is that you have another dedicated section for work or for other planning stuff you want to do. So this is the school section, school years with different pages for projects or something like this, and the class pages with also projects and different color-coded pages in OneNote.
Um,
You might not use it as an educator, but probably you find a useful scenario for you.
yeah, they're nicely formatted pages, so that's really nice that it's like a shortcut that you don't need to, if you're just looking for a table, you already have like one that's nicely formatted in
Yeah,
there.
it's exact same with these color-coded sections, section 3, 4, and 5. They are completely free to populate with things you want to do, and already shown this at the beginning, and therefore it's very adaptable, and you can make the most of this planner. And again, another thing I want to mention is that this is a OneNote notebook, but everything is set up if you want to add another section, for example. So I have added now a new section. If you want to put in other information, it's no problem. It integrates into this planner, or you can even take the section and put it in an already existing OneNote notebook. So you don't have to split your information into several notebooks. You can make everything into one notebook. You can just copy and paste all these sections into another notebook. And yeah, you're good to go with your information that's already in your OneNote notebooks.
Um, yeah, I was just looking through the templates as you were talking, and that template section is amazing. It looks like there's about 20 pages in it, and it's really there's a lot in there. So that's amazing. And you have oh my gosh, post-it notes. I like the navigation because if you wanted to make a blank page but keep all that navigation intact,
Yep.
you can do that. Like
So
that's one of the
that's
greatest things
very,
is this.
very easy, and that's the idea behind it. So if you want to use this navigation, just the left hand navigation, just copy it on any page into any section. And now I put it on the right side, for example, and it still works and it still will bring me to for example, the quarter, the year, or what I need. Here we go.
Yeah, and there's just really nice already pre-formatted. I'm just looking through the templates and there's like a daily planner that's all nicely formatted, color coded. Then there's a simple daily planner with 30-minute increments. There's a simple tracker, two versions of that. So it's already really nicely formatted, which I think is a really great thing because I'm a pretty plain person. Like I do mostly black and white, but I know a lot of people really enjoy and use like stuff that's more aesthetically pleasing or nice looking. And so I mean the templates are out of this world. I
Yeah,
like
it's
those.
just a small addition, and I know
Mhm.
everybody who is into OneNote can just create these little things. For example, these post-its are just nested table cells, but
Mhm.
it takes time. And I thought, okay, so why not give everybody the chance to take these post-it notes and put it on pages they wanted.
Yeah, and I think when you have once you know how to do it, it's not hard to do, but a lot of people, like when they first come into OneNote, they're like, "Oh, I don't know how to do this." So
Yep.
having it already done for you is great because you don't need to take the time to learn. And some people, to be honest, some people just like want it already done for them. They just want it to
Yep.
look good, which is great. But yeah, like I hadn't really looked that closely at the templates, but man, that alone is like really like amazing. Um, okay, so I think we have covered everything that let me just look through. I've got my copy open. So we've got,
So there are still live viewers out there, and if you have
there
any
are,
questions, feel
yeah.
free. I have put in a lot of thoughts, a lot of work into this, and these are just small things, and I really love to tell you about these things because they are not seen at first hand. So if you are coming, for example, the planner is about 18 months, and if you're coming to the end of the planner, next year I will do the exact same planner, of course, and it will go on. So the linking and everything will still work. So
Oh,
you don't have
wow.
to build up your, for example, your contact list. If you're just right now building up your contact list, like I did here with for example, with Michelle, or your birthday list. And if you do this for a year, you probably have a lot of content in there. And when we can come to the year 2024, there will be definitely another OneNote Masterclass Planner in 2024, yeah. And then you just put in the next section, and it will seamlessly integrate with your content you've already put in. So these are just
Um,
small, tiny thoughts behind this, and
Now, before you get off this page, I know Kurt has like a million of these things that like you would never stumble across. He's like just a wealth of information on this. And I know everybody here is OneNote fans and we're all OneNote nerds, but the thing that's on your screen right now about the birthday list, can you just show us that really quick? In the green box, the
yep,
information that's in there, because that's a really neat trick too. And it just makes use of this planner. So maybe zoom in on the box so we can see what it says and then
yep.
demonstrate it for us.
Again, the same with the contact list. So,
So we're on a birthday list here. So
for
you can keep,
example, I got February, and again, I have already, now I will take my person, Kurt, and I do not uh, tell anybody right now when my birthday is, but I will
eh,
just link
let's
to
just
my
pretend your
page.
birthday is March. Let's say my birthday, Michelle's birthday is March 23rd
Okay,
or
so I will put
February.
in this like this. So again, 23rd, for example. So March, we're now at 23rd. And then we'll just not write down Michelle. I will make use of the two brackets again. And as I already have created a page right now, close it with two brackets, and it will link directly to this page that is in this section and brings me to your page.
So
So
that
that's
is
the
really
idea.
cool. And then that birthday list, if you start building that out, that you can carry it, from year to year. That's amazing.
Again, if I don't want to use only the 23rd, I will do the exact same with 2020, March 23rd. And I get a link. Oh, it's wrong. Oh, 20. It's wrong because the 2020 is already gone. March 2020. Now it will link to the daily page. So your birthday is on a Wednesday next year.
All right. Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, the
Oh, that's
22nd.
great. Oh my gosh, look at that. That's amazing.
Yeah, so basically I could show you a lot of more things because I really love to show people around in OneNote and give a lot of small tips, give away a lot of small tips. But it's most people who are into digital planning, they come from from a paper planner, and they just put the analog world onto digital, and that's what I aim for. So my goal was that to step back 2 steps and think, how can you make digital planning within OneNote and not mimicking the analog world? So that's
Hmm.
the basic idea behind this. And yeah, I've created an idea 4 or 5 years ago. So I've created a planner 5 years ago, and it was the first version of this, and it got really big because of the background pictures and all of this. And I learned a lot in the past 4 years when creating the planners, especially with these links. And there are over 4,000 or 5,000 links in there, and it's really tough to get them all work, to get them to the right place. And yeah, so that was my biggest learning in creating the planner,
Yeah.
to get
And I
all
just
these
want to
OneNote details.
I want to make sure we have the number correct. You're saying 5,000, but isn't it 50,000? Like 50,000?
I think it's or it's 50,000. Probably I've done the calculation wrong. I
I
think,
thought I saw that it was 50, like
oh,
50,000.
15,000. Yeah, it must be this number because there are a lot of monthly views, and only on this page, this is the daily overview of the year. So on this page is there already, I think, 500 links on it, or 550
Yeah.
links on it. So yeah, it must be about 15,000 links. This must be
Yeah,
big,
I
high
thought I
number.
saw that somewhere in your
Yeah,
documentation that it was,
I think so.
and not 15, not 1 5, but 50, 50, 550, 50,000.
Yeah,
I think so. So either way, it's a lot. Like we can
it's a
definitely
lot
say
there. And
it's a
so
lot. And so,
so
go
that
ahead.
was the biggest learning I made with the planet, and hopefully a lot of people get into this and come up with great ideas. That's what I really wish, that a lot of people are not just using this planner, but also coming back to me and say, hey, Kurt, can you do this? Can we make this? Can you add this template? Because for me, it's very easy to distribute these templates. It's not just a one-time shot. I have made a dedicated template, and it's updated automatically. So when I add a new feature, you can get this new feature, you can get this new page and put it into your copy. And that's why I always call for the community out there to get ideas to me, to get another possibilities.
Wow. You know, Kurt, I'm going to switch the view so that our faces are visible again.
Okay,
So
perfect.
we're little, but you can still see the whole planner. So I really like what you just said, that because of the way the planner is distributed, there you can push out a change or a new template to any of us, like even before the next year's copy comes out, which is really cool.
Yep.
Do you have
Even there
like,
is an error on it, for example.
oh
So
yeah,
I hope there is no error in it. I've tested a lot, but nobody's perfect. And if you find an error, please call out to me, and I will fix it. But
your links are in the description of this video. So
yes.
do you have a preferred way? Like if someone wants to show their planner page or something, do you have a hashtag or something you want people to use?
For example, it would be the easiest way if you share it out to social media. There is a dedicated hashtag called OneNote Masterclass. It's only used by myself, so I'm really into this. So it's not my company, but the community is called OneNote Masterclass, where I run all these things, and I have a big eye on these hashtags. Wherever
Okay.
you post it on TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, it's or you can get with email to me if you don't want to post it out there.
Okay.
But I have some goodies also for if you have some specific creative posts. I do a lot of I have a lot of cool gimmicks like apps or something like this. I love to give away things. Or I've created. I think Michele, you already got this one.
Yeah,
It's
that's
it's
a
a
really, like, if you're a
it's
notebook
a
fan.
classical paper planner with the OneNote Masterclass logo on it. So there's a lot of stuff out there, and I really love to give away things. So feel free to contact me.
And
And
so we're
yeah,
heading into our wrap up here. Like we've kind of shown the planner. So if you have questions, we're going to be wrapping up soon. So get those questions in because we're not going to be on for that much longer. And one of the things I wanted to touch on is that you first launched this, you mentioned about 5 years ago, and so this year you spent a lot of time rebuilding it. So you've kind of pulled in all of the stuff you've learned over the
yeah.
last 5 years, like, you've just pulled it all in and just keep improving it. So you've this is really like a big rebuild this year,
Yeah.
bringing in all
So
that stuff.
so these are actually screenshots from the last planner, the last years, and I've done this 4 or 5 years right now, and it was working perfectly. But I was rethinking the whole concept, and especially to keep it small. For example, if you put in a lot of pictures in a template, then you easily get to hundreds of megabytes for the template. And therefore I dropped the pictures because I want to make it small, a small template. It's about 70 megabytes, about 80 megabytes, the download. And I've cleaned up all the history, and there are a lot of things behind the scenes that you get the most out of this planner.
Um, so Tina says, "This is amazing. I think it would take me 18 months to create something like this. Great job." So
The boss.
yes, Tina, thank you for that. Because I totally agree with you. Like this planner is amazing. And I've seen the prior versions. I'm a OneNote user. And I was just like, I was blown away, especially those templates. Like I hadn't really looked that closely at those. And I'm kind of like, what? Wow. So that touches on why you kind of rebuild it to clean up the history and all the behind the scenes stuff. So we just have two last points to cover. So one is I'm going to give my three favorite features,
Okay.
and then we're going to do Kurt's three favorite features. So my favorite feature, um, number one, I so these are my top three in no order, is the trackers that you have on the monthly view. And if you want to jump to those, that's fine. I just love this whole concept of having trackers because I just think that it's not only is it great that they're included, but it's sort of like in my life philosophy. I feel like the way to make changes and um, kind of accomplish things in your life is to make these small steps. Like nobody gets fit overnight. Like you get fit by starting to maybe I'm going to walk 3 times a week. And then maybe you can walk a little further and like those kinds of things. So I think trackers are just such a great way to establish a habit. So love that those are included. And I'm going to pause my three favorites because we got a question I want to pull up. This is from Trish. I want to buy it. Where can I look at it in computer? Not able to see it on my phone. How much? So let's answer those. I do have a link to the page to purchase the planner in the description, and I think it's a pretty easy to. I think it would be pretty easy to say that. I can just add that to the chat.
And
Um,
I will add something special. It was not talked, we didn't talk about this, but I thought everybody who is live here would get a reward for joining us. And I thought about to give away the planner with a phone code. Is it the right word? And hopefully get it up. So if you go to the page, come on,
mhm.
jumps around like crazy. And I hopefully put it again on, just drop it in there. If you are using this link, the bit.ly link, or if you're writing down the YouTube live code and coupon code, the planner link or the link for the planner purchase is in the video below, video description below. But if you want to get a 50%, how it's called,
Discount.
you can make use of this coupon code. This is just working today and tomorrow. So it will cost €12.50. I'm not quite sure how much is this in dollars. I think it's $14, $15 with the coupon code. So I hope you need this or you will make use of this to get it a bit cheaper. And it would
Yeah,
be
that's
glad to
great.
have you as a customer.
And I
So
did look up, just before today, that was on my checklist. I looked at the dollar to euro conversion and it's 1 to 1. So if it's
Okay,
twelve
right. That's one
fifty
to one.
euro
Yeah.
in euros, it's $12.50 US dollars. So yeah, there you go.
So
And I
maybe
put the
I
link
could
to
pull
buy
up the
it.
page if you want to. And it's some remarks because I'm German based and some things are just in German, available in German. But I think you can get through the process. There are a lot of ideas behind this. You will find, in addition, the video of today on the planner page, and there is, just ignore this. If you put in the right coupon code,
Yeah.
you will get the price. And this is just a form you can fill out. You will get an email, and there are different options to pay. And you will get to the download page with all kinds of different formats. You get instructions how to use it on the iPad. You get instructions how to use it on the Windows version, on the OneNote for Windows version 10, and how you can create this into the OneDrive world, so you can make use of the planner in all kind of different settings you're working with.
And I went through this process of downloading it and installing it. I had no problem. And Kurt is like right in front of you. He's a real person. This is his thing. So he will, and he's been doing this for a while. So if you have any problems, I'm sure that he can sort them out for you. So this is amazing. Thank you for doing that. And I did not know that you were going to offer a discount. And just to
Yeah.
be totally clear, there is a Kurt and I are not exchanging any money on this. This isn't sponsored. He's not paying to be here. I'm not paying him to be here. We're just two OneNote nerds having a good time here.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, and oh my gosh, I have to put this up. So Trish says that is amazing, and Trish, I think we all agree with you. And then she says that's not enough for your trouble, but I think
So this is
Kurt. It is a really good price. I'm not gonna lie about that. It is, like, a lot less than I think people would expect to spend, but
Yep.
I think part of it is you really want to build an English language user community for this.
Yeah, so actually that's one thing I've learned a lot in German, but I see that a lot of people are, that's the thought behind it. A lot of people are using OneNote, but not in the way OneNote should be used. And the plan is one thing that people see the power of OneNote and see why I love OneNote, why we love OneNote, because it's such a powerful tool. And with the planner at hand, I think you can learn a lot how to make the most out of it.
Yeah.
So actually, this is the download page. But I interrupted you. You were
Yeah,
still working with your three best things.
my 3
Sorry
my
for
3
this.
favorite things. So yeah, but that was important. I'm glad we did that. And I just the discount code only works today, which
And tomorrow, yeah.
yeah, so today for me is Tuesday night. So it'll work
So
into Wednesday, and it'll expire at midnight in Austria
no, it's
time?
I think it's working until Thursday. So
Okay,
it's the 24th. I'm not quite sure how the website will handle this, but I think it
okay.
will work till Thursday. So
But it has, so there is an expiration. It's meant to
yeah,
oh, Trish, I'm gonna share your comment. Where is the something to download? Can you email it to me? I'm
you
not
just
sure
go
what
to the
I'm not sure what that, was that a typo? Oh, where is
mm,
oh, maybe Nathan, I'll get to your comment in a minute. Oh, page. Okay, so where is the page to download? Can you email it to me? Trish, did you make a purchase already? Because the purchase process should take you to the download. And Kurt will hook you up if you're having any trouble. He'll
yeah.
take care of you after the stream is over. Um, and then Nathan said I cannot see the code. So
So I will post it again, or
can you just go to the page with it and we can leave that up for a little bit while
yeah,
we're talking?
and I will get it to our private chat, and so you can post it on YouTube live chat. Is it possible for you, Michelle?
Yes.
So that's a direct chat, and you don't have to add the direct link where the coupon code is already put in. So just click on this link, and you will get
So I'm putting
the
that.
50% off.
Okay. So I put that. That should have, so I just pasted a link in the chat that should take you right to the page with the discount. And oh, so Trish is saying she can't see the page to purchase it on her phone. So I'm going to just read it out loud. Um, Trish, if you can click on the link in the chat, that will take you to the page with the discount. It's right below your comment where you say, no, can't read on phone. That'll take you to the link with the discount already applied. The link to purchase is OneNote-masterclass.com/planner,
I know.
PLANNER. And that has been pasted previously in the chat. But you're going to pull up the page that has the, you had a page that had it in fairly large type. So we can pull that up and zoom it in so people can read it as well if they have any. Because we don't want you to have problems. So we're just kind of going to double down on this and make sure. There it is. So zoom in
Yeah,
on
I
that.
will paste it a big. So that's actually ups. That's the short
go.
code. And I will put it big on screen.
Okay.
So make it bigger.
Okay, Trish got it. So we're good. Awesome. Now, and Nelson says, thank you. You are welcome, Nelson. Be sure to get back to us, tag us, and let us know you're using the planner and show Kurt all your cool ideas. So yeah, again, so I think we've covered everything up in like all of the loose ends with buying the planner, getting the coupon code. And Kurt, thank you because we didn't talk about it. I didn't know you were going to do that. That's a huge discount. And that really is a good value. I mean, that's an incredible value for what you're getting. And yeah, people pay more than that for just a PDF planner. So I think that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Okay, so my 3 favorite features, I mentioned the trackers as my first. My second is just options. Like, there are so many options. This planner just has options and options and options. So I could really see how people could use it and make it their own, and that it's gonna look different for whoever's using it. So that's number 2. My third is the length. This planner is actually 18 months. So it starts in August. It goes all the way through to January of 2024. And what I like about that is if you've ever used a dated planner, whether it was digital or back in paper days, it's always a little awkward when you're changing over. You might get something in like October that you need to have for next year. And if you don't have your new planner, it's like, where do I put that? So I love that this thing spans, like, you can start with it now. It'll take you all the way through the new year. And then toward the end of next year, you have some space to go into next year. So I love the length. So those are my 3 favorite features. And let me just check the chat here and see if we have any questions before we. Okay. So Trish, she's asking for a password, and so I think Trish is trying to buy it, and it's asking her to
It will
log in.
automatically. I know what she's she's saying. So just a small remark. You have to create an account so you are able to download this. So it's all set up this way. So I can clearly say you have purchased it, and then you are not only you are allowed to download it. So just create a password by yourself, a username, and then you're good to go.
Okay.
When you
Thanks
want to
for the
purchase.
question, Trish, and thanks for the live
Thanks a lot for the
purchase.
question.
Yeah, because it's letting us make sure everyone else can have these problems fixed. So yeah, so after you buy it, it's going to ask you for a username and password. And Kurt, does it assign a username or do you create your own? I forget.
You can create your own username and your own password. So it's just a small login that you are allowed to access the download page. It's completely different from all the other platforms like Etsy or something like this. So it's a personal approach so that you can access the planner you've purchased.
Okay, so Kurt, let's hear your 3 favorite features.
It's hard to just minimize it to 3, but maybe I add something to your last remark. I will do the next planner in the upcoming summer. So although it's now for 18 months and going to January 2024, but in the next summer, I will do the new 18 months. So you can just get into this. So my personal 3 things are just a very short. I think there are really 15,000 or 50,000 internal links. So I'll just drop the number. The internal links is my favorite thing because I know that some other guys, some other people are trying to achieve similar things when they are in the category 2, when they are doing planners within OneNote. They want to interlink this thing, but in this scale, it has never been done, and that's a unique feature, and you will not find it anywhere else. I'm pretty sure it's a worldwide unique feature. And what I like most, and you've seen this, is that you have the full power of OneNote. So you're not limited by some kind of input that some PDF reader or some PDF tools will get you or will give you. So you can make the full usage of OneNote, and especially for a very robust and inbuilt sync feature. So I haven't mentioned this yet, but you have to think about if you put this on your OneDrive, you can use the planner on mobile, on iPad, on in online worlds, on your PCs, or everywhere. And that's because everything relies on the OneNote world, and this is very, very sophisticated with all the features. And of course, as I tried to show you, it's fully adaptive. So I think this is the most mind-blowing thing or mind-changing thing if you start working with OneNote, with a OneNote Planner, that you can adopt it to your needs. It's your ideas, it's your work you want to do, it's your daily schedule, and so you have to adopt it because otherwise you are pressed into some corset, as we call it in Austria,
Yeah. Oh, that's a great word. A
where you
corset.
can't free your mind. That's why I
Yeah.
love OneNote, because I can start with a blank page, and I can create it with my style, and I put in my ideas and my templates and my thoughts and so on, and I'm not confined by any
Yeah.
restrictions.
So I love that point you just made, and the word corset. I don't know if it's the same in German and English, but that's like a garment that like really binds
Yeah,
your
yeah, yeah.
midsection. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
like very tight. And that's like one of my things always when I was trying to use pre-formatted planners was that it would have things I didn't need, and then it wouldn't have things that I did need. And I always felt like I had to change myself to work with the planner. Whereas with
Yep.
this, like you're saying, you're not bound by it, and you can do whatever you want. So I'm going to pause. So you've mentioned two of your favorites. Number one is the number of links, and the full
And the
power of
full OneNote
OneNote,
set of features is number 2, and that is fully adaptive. So that's
fully
my 3
adaptive.
favorite
Okay, so those are
things.
your three favorites.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are just about done with the demo. So I don't think there's anything left. So if people wanted to leave now, that's fine. There's a couple people trying to buy right now that are having trouble. So let me do like a wrap up for the people that are not in that position, and then we can stay on and help these people get their
Yeah,
planner
of course.
purchased. So if you're just here to see the planner, you can click away now. I would love it if you liked and subscribed on your way out. That would be totally awesome. Kurt and I are going to stick around for a little while, and we're going to help two people to get their purchase. If you're trying to buy and you're having trouble, or you're watching later, I can timestamp this so people can do it. So all right. So thank you so much for watching. This is the soft wrap up, and then we're going to help these couple people buy, and then we're going to do our firm wrap up. Auf Wiedersehen. Okay, so Trish says it won't let me buy without a password and username. So do people need to create a password and username before they can buy?
The form, I will pull up the form.
Okay.
Then we can go through the process. So here it will ask you for just your name.
Okay. And
So
actually,
it's
I
the
should do this because it might have something different because it's you. Like, can you log
no,
in
no,
like under?
I'm on an incognito mode, so it's
Okay.
exactly the
Okay.
same for everybody. So just put in your name. So that's the first name translated. That's the surname. Some address
And Kurt,
because I have
hold on
to
one
make
second. I'm
a.
gonna go back to full screen here, and so our faces will not be visible now because
Okay,
this will
yeah,
make it bigger for
yeah.
people. And let me go to
So the
YouTube.
form will ask you
Okay.
for the first name. I was not able to translate this because the site the website is all made in German, so
Right.
it
So
won't let me
Vorname
translate
is
this in.
first name.
Yeah, so that's first name, that's the surname. Then I need an address because you get a bill where everybody is put on, and I have to do this in Austria, so that's very important. You can put in your town and choose the land. I think that's your um, state,
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
postal code, and here it says a username, email, and password. And this is what you have to create on your own. So just make a username, if Grohl, for example, something you want to be called as a username. Just put in your email where you want to get your information. This is a double opt-in where you can create, where it will automatically create a user. And you can just create a password on your own, what you want, choose it. And the last question, it was also asked by Nathan, is
Yeah.
just a mathematical challenge, just a calculation, just
It's
to
like a spam
be
test to make
a
sure
spam
someone's not
test.
a
Yeah,
robot. Yeah. And so
so
whatever that says, just know that you're
just
typing
calculate
in.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, just calculate it.
yeah, and then you choose how to pay.
Oh,
You can make a.
sorry. Tina is saying at first she was asking is 24.90 the discounted price, and now she's seeing the discounted price. So yay!
Yeah, so 24.9 is.
And Nathan, if you're making progress, that would be great to know as well. Okay,
So
so
for
you
the
do
ones
have
who will watch this video afterwards, I will put in a contact form. If you got any problems, there will be a contact
okay.
form.
Well, I
I
have
will do
your
this.
kurtsuser.at, and that goes right to a contact form.
Yeah,
That's
but I
in
will
the.
put in just a contact form right within the page, and so you can.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
well, that would be the most easiest way.
All right.
So I
Great.
actually have another small addition and information probably will take, because if you're purchasing the planner from the US, it will take you maybe 20 minutes if you're doing this via PayPal, for example. I've experienced that it maybe take 20 minutes to get all the behind the stuck done, because it's always very difficult for Austrians to get money from US citizens, even over PayPal. It takes some time, so 10 to 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
But, and if anything is wrong, if anything doesn't work, please call out for me and I will help you. I'm glad to be here to help you. And I can also show you, you will get an email. You will also have a link to get the download version. If you get the email with your username, you can log in with the username and with your newly created password. And if you have already done so, if you're logged in with your user, your freshly created user, you will get to this. We'll get to this download page. I know it sounds a bit complicated, the process, but it's okay. Wrong button. And here we go. This is the download page where you find all the instructions how to use it for the Windows app, where you can download the OneNote package file, where there are some instructional videos where you can see how to do this. You can get, if you are working on a Mac or in the Apple world with Mac or iPad or iPhone, you can get the zip file and work with the OneNote importer, or there's an alternative way to get access to the template with a link, and it's all here with videos and description how to work. Here is the contact form, and I will put the same contact form on the other page. You can
Great.
contact me if there's any problem.
And I just wanted to say when I went through this, I used the one where I think it was called the alternative and it was on the right. It was the second one down.
Yep.
'Cause I do everything on I only store on OneDrive. I don't store anything locally
Yep.
ever. And that was really easy because it links you sign into your OneNote account, click onenote.com, and it takes you to a template copy, a read-only copy, and then you can just copy it into your personal OneNote account section by section. Took less than 10 minutes. So, okay, so Nathan, let's see. All right. So Nathan.
It won't let me sign in with a created account. I will come back to Nathan if he has already put in an email. I will work this out with him personally.
Okay. So
Okay.
Nathan, hopefully that's good. Kurt's contact, if you go to if depending on where you are in the process, you can use the contact form that Kurt has provided, or in this video, kurtsoeser.at will take you to a contact form as well. He'll make sure you get it worked out. Okay, so Nathan says thanks, can't sign in. Okay, Trish says the questions are in another language I can't understand. Trish, about 3 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago in this video, okay, great, pull it up. Let's just read through that in English for people and
Yep. Okay.
pull up that sign in page. So let me get to that, and because if you're creating a new account.
Yep. So again, this is the first time. I'm
And
sorry for this. I have tried to fix this, but it won't let me. I
it's
have to
okay.
come up with other
Let
ideas.
me
Probably I will
read
put
that.
in a screenshot with a translated
Yeah.
version.
Oh, that's good.
That
Yeah,
would
put
be the
that in.
easiest way. Yeah.
So Vorname with a V, that's your
It's
first name.
the first
Nach,
name, then the
and then
surname. Just
Nachname with an N is your last name.
yeah, last name. Then this is the address, the
Address,
town.
line one. Town,
Can read
Stat
this
is
blank.
your city. So that would be like whatever in the US your mailing address is. Like, so I'm in Los Angeles, California. Um,
Land
and then
is
land is your
here.
country.
Country. Yep.
And
This is the state.
yeah. Hang on. I'm watching this.
This is the state.
I'm watching it on YouTube, so I can say, oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
the Stadt is is STATD is the city you live in.
The city,
Yeah,
the
yeah. So it would be
country.
the land is the country, so you're going to pick that from a menu, and then the Bundesland is the
Bundesland is called the state. You
state.
can
Okay.
just yep.
And is there anything else on this page?
The zip, the postal code, the zip postal code.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry for that, but we have to put this if I do any purchase selling, we have to put this on paper. We have to put this to every customer. So that's
Yeah,
why I
that's
have to
okay.
ask for this information.
You know
It's
what?
not that easy, I know, but these are the laws in Austria.
How lucky are we to live in an age where somebody in Austria can make this product and sell it to us? Like, I just feel like, wow, like we live in an amazing time. And then POST, that word is your postal code. So that would be your zip code in
Postal
the
code, yeah.
US. And what's a Nutzernamen? And
It's just
pick your, that's your
username,
username. Okay. And then you pick
then your
your
email and self-created password.
password and then email.
And again, you have to confirm your password. It's just a sign up process and completion. Hope this helps, and I will put in if it doesn't work right now, I will put in a form and English explanation besides the form. I will do this in 20 minutes when I'm
Great.
finished, so
Okay. So
no
that's
problems.
perfect. I think if you did that screenshot, that would be great. But this
Yeah,
is really helpful too, that
yeah.
we're able to go through it step by step. And once you get it, the planner is in English and it's, it works exactly as you saw it. Oh, woo! Sorry. I hope that wasn't super loud on the microphone. What I just did there. Um, so Trish says, I will work on it.
Thanks
Can
a
you
lot.
send that to my email address? Um, Well, you'll get a link to your email address after you make the purchase. So if you have, if you have any problems, there'll be a contact form for Kurt. And then Tina just purchased. Just waiting for the
Thanks a lot.
confirmation
Thanks
email.
a lot.
Yay! Oh my God, I'm so excited. Tina, you're
Yeah,
gonna love
me
it.
too.
I know. Well, we know one person was able to do it, so we know it works. And Kurt did say it might take a 20 minutes or something just because of the way the overseas stuff works. So awesome. Well, yeah, I'm actually really good. So thank you for the people that tried to purchase live and ask these questions.
Thanks a lot.
Because
Yeah.
yeah, it was really helpful to be able to know what problems you're running into so that we can show you right here live on video, and people who purchase later can see the problems you might run into and how to solve them and stuff. So I am so excited that we have people buying.
Thank you very
To,
much for your support.
yeah. Do we and I think that is it. We once we just wrap up the chat. Um yeah, well then we're ready to just say goodbye, and Kurt has a couple of people to reach out to, and then he can go to sleep.
No problem. You're welcome.
um so yeah, so there's nothing in the chat right now. I'm gonna head into wrapping us up here. So yeah, all the links for Kurt, the links to buy the planner are in the description of this video. Kurt's very available if you need to reach out to him for any reason. He's a real person. Don't hesitate. And if you do have questions, I suggest you reach out to Kurt and not me, because I just use the planner, and he's the creator, so he'd be the one to answer questions. And Kurt, thank you so much for joining me here
Thanks
today.
for having me.
Oh, you are so welcome. I am so like jazzed that the world premiere is on my channel. Like, what an honor, what an exciting event. And also just to have this detailed tutorial for all the English language users. I just think that's amazing. I
Yeah, so
appreciate,
so I will do another. In addition, I will do some videos. I've done already some tutorial videos for the German-speaking user. There are, if you are on the page, you can have a uh, you can have a look at the German selling page, and there are a lot of YouTube videos and so on my YouTube channel where I show a lot of use cases, and I will do the same things for the English speaking people out there. So there are already two things how you can make use of the yearly planner, of the daily planner, and I will add a lot of features. So hopefully you come back to the homepage and have a look in the upcoming weeks.
yeah. So this is just awesome. I'm so glad. This is so exciting. And I'm glad that I don't have to go to sleep soon, because I'm very amped up right now. um, so for everyone that joined us live, and we still have people, we've been on live for almost 2 hours, or about 2 hours.
Fantastic.
It is. It's really amazing. So thank you for everyone that joined us live. And thank you for people who are watching later. If you're still watching after 2 hours, thank you so much. I really
Perfect.
appreciate it. So if you want to grab your copy of the planner, there are links in the chat, and the live chat replay will be up. It usually takes about a day to show up, or in the description of the video. And any problems, reach out to Kurt. And again, if you like this video, please let YouTube know by liking it. And if you want to see more OneNote content, as well as things on getting things done, maybe some future planner videos. Let me go back to our faces so we can say goodbye. If you want to see, maybe some future planner videos, I would love it if you subscribed. And oh, wait, we have one final question. And let me just put this up. And I swear, then we're gonna. Yes, it has contacts.
Yep.
Kurt, I'm gonna go back to full screen. You can share the contacts really quickly. And Trish, that was covered in earlier in the video. So Kurt's gonna show it real quick. And if you go back and watch from the beginning, he has several demonstrations on that. So Kurt, we're back to. Oh, your screen's not shared anymore.
Yeah, I will just start it again. Up, and here we go. So pull it up on up.
Oh, there we go.
So this was there's an overview of the contact list, and there is, if you create a new page, I have made a template. I can put in contacts. Hope this helps.
Yeah, so and there's a lot I realize we're trying to wrap up here, but I just, with the context you can link to like if you have a meeting with Kurt, you could link to the contact page for Kurt. This also integrates with a birthday list. And once the new planner comes out, you'll be able to continue to use this contact list because it's all going to be in OneNote. But there's a whole bunch of information earlier in the video, but so I just wanted to, you know, re-summarize that. Now I think we're really done. All right. So again, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for being fans of OneNote and like and subscribe on your way out and have a great rest of your day, evening, whatever. Bye bye.